we were raising funds to have the piece of sculpture Dignity installed at the Chamber of Commerce. So our sculpture garden has grown since then, and it's really very exciting. I have to share a little story with you. When we had our singing, when Heather and I had to sing for our summer today, I was thinking of my nieces who just moved back to the States from Paris, and their mothers are Brit. So when they will start singing that at school, because they're going to public school for the first time, I'm sure they're going to sing God Save the Queen, and it's really rather embarrassing. But they're in Washington, D.C., because my brother works for the State Department, and he's having a tour at home. And the first time I got really, really excited about public art was in the Hirshhorn Sculpture Garden, which is part of the National Gallery in Washington, D.C. So if you ever get a chance to go there, do it. It's fabulous. And it really was an inspiration to me to get more involved in the arts. And so it's just really a joy that Redmond has come so far with their outdoor art collection. Can you folks see? Okay. So this is sort of my swan song with art now, and I'm really excited about it. But why is public art important? And it creates an identity for our downtown and for our community, and it fosters a sense of spirit and pride. And people really, especially teenagers, tend to take real ownership of the artwork. And it's just very exciting to see how it works. It celebrates our history and our culture. If you look at Western School, which is just down the road here, it really celebrates the culture of this community as a ranching community. And there's some really great horses raised here. So that's something exciting. Our history. There are other things in our history that will be added along the way. Dignity, for one thing, was done by an artist who has a long history within the city of Redmond. His father was a physician here who worked alongside our former mayor, Alan Unger's father. Economic development tool. I cannot stress this enough. Art builds our economy, especially when it comes to tourism and people leaving dollars with retailers. They come in and they see it, and they start flocking to areas just to check out the art. There are tours in other communities, and we'll get there eventually, where they actually have tours of the public art. People pay to have the tour, and it really helps support the arts and the small businesses that are around them. And it provides the opportunities for the regional artists. And this is so important that we share the talents in our area with everyone. It's very exciting. We are so blessed in this area to have so many great artists. It's been really terrific. And so federal study shows that $166.2 billion in economic activity annually is created by the arts. That's pretty exciting. RCAP was founded in the year 2006, and the first chair was Tom Bell, Cindy's husband, and he has been so helpful to all of us on the commission right now. He's a great guy to work with and a lot of fun, too. But the purpose was to introduce art into the public locations and situations in order to create a unique sense of place and enhance community identity throughout Redmond. And so far, we've spent $382,500, and most of that has been through private donations. Art does not come about without partnerships, the private and the public partnerships. It's very, very important. And this club has been part of that. You donated a lot of money to do the great mural that's now on the side of Sedwise. So this is something where everyone can get involved and everyone needs to be involved. The city has contributed $32,500 itself. The Urban Renewal District has done $65,000, and grants, which we're starting to get more of, we've received over $5,000 so far, and that will continue to grow. Air traffic control was the first piece. In fact, the night I drove over the mountains from Roseburg, Oregon to start a new job the following Monday as your downtown manager was the unveiling of air traffic control. So it's such a fun piece. It's found pieces that create the image of the eagle, and this was donated by Phil and Penny Knight with Greg Completon as the artist. He also did Western Swing, so you see the versatility of what he could do. Then the next was Western Swing, and that is just a gorgeous piece. And when we did the unveiling of this piece, we actually had Draco, the quarter horse, who was, I think, one of the reigning champs in the country at the time, on the plaza so that everyone could see him. This is magnificent. And see, this is a different form of sculpture because it was poured at a foundry. It wasn't found objects, it's a bronze that was actually poured at a foundry. Then we had Dignity, who was done by Ron Anderson. And we raised funds for this privately as part of Leadership Redmond, and the city pitched in some funds. We were able to get a really nice deal on her for only $15,000, but she really graces downtown, I think. It was one of the first pieces in the downtown. And then we have the entry monument, which was done by Dana Signs. Dana Signs has been really great in helping to contribute to downtown and to other aspects. Total cost was $45,000, and it was installed in 2009. And then the Centennial Park's clock tower, done by artist Jerry Warner. And it's a nice combination of different medias. There's stained glass, there's metal, having the music from the clock tower in there is just really a fun piece and really is nice to have. Sunfest on the plaza contributed to it, the city of Redmond and the Urban Renewal District all contributed. So that was put up for our centennial. Here's a little more art that is around the park from the centennial. And what's great here is we have formed a partnership with the schools, because art and education is so important. But when we help support the schools this way, it really helps the kids take pride in their community. This is something else that the Kiwanis Club helped to contribute to, which is very exciting. And we thank you for it very, very much. It's appreciated. But it's just, there are all these little things coming and going, and it just gives us a nice nuance to the community. And here again is the mural. And again, Jerry Warner, who is the artist who supervised the kids. And Redmond Proficiency Academy has really been doing some cool things, and they're really getting active with the arts. And so I think we're very fortunate to have an organization like them in Redmond. So Art Around the Clock. Art Around the Clock was designed after what Lake Oswego does with their public art. And what happens is that this is a revolving art gallery. These pieces are all for sale. These pieces all come with a great opportunity for sponsorship as well, which is pretty exciting. I think it's a great way for people to get involved, where everybody can get involved. It doesn't just have to be the city or the Urban Renewal Agency. It's an opportunity for all of the citizens to get involved in some way. But we put in our first 6 pieces this year, and we'll look through those real briefly. It was a fun selection process because we received so many different varieties, and we were able to include all of them, which is great. And the more other artists see that we are being very eclectic in our selections, the more artists we're going to attract. So this is Sirocco bust of a beautiful Arab stallion. Jan Van Eck was the artist. I really did a lovely job. Again, you have something sort of a boundary.
Where is that at?
That is at the corner of Deschutes and 6th Street in front of the old bank building.
Will that stay there permanent? Or
No, this is all revolving. All of these
You
pieces
can buy
are
it.
for sale. Pardon me?
You can buy it, right?
Of course you can.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'd be
That's
happy to
what I
have
recall.
it. Yes. And what happens is the city gets a small commission on that so that we can actually buy more pieces of art. So this is sort of a self-funding operation.
Susan, so all the art pieces are on loan to the city for 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, we'll have a People's Choice selection, and then we will purchase the piece that comes out of that voting process as a permanent piece for our collection. And then we'll install another round of 2-year pieces on loan to the community.
Exactly.
Do these rotate to different communities then, or how does that work?
Well, we send out an RFP to artists and ask them if they have statues that they want to loan to us. Some of these artists have participated in other communities. It's up to the artists to decide how they want to do that. All of our pieces are actually regional artists, so it's an opportunity for the artists to showcase their work. It's an opportunity for the city to showcase the type of art that is done here. And several of the pieces were actually done specifically just for this installation. Sirocco came to us from New Mexico. She had it there and she brought it up here. Santa Fe is actually thinking of buying it, but she's committed to having it here for 2 years, and if Santa Fe doesn't buy it, we have an opportunity to buy it if it comes out of the People's Choice Award. And then the others for the most part were all done specifically for this program, actually.
And the People's Choice, the money comes from donations again?
Yeah, we'll talk to you a little bit about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
I knew you had a reason here.
Donated by Kiwanis.
The next is the Heron Grace by local artist Kim Chavez. This is just a magnificent piece. And Kim does a lot of stuff in soapstone. She's done a lot of courses and that sort of thing in the past. Very versatile. This is really lovely. Very exciting to have this. And next we have the work of Ryan Baird, who is using a different type of medium. He's using fused metal as sculpture. And this stuff is really fun. I really enjoyed it. We were lucky enough to be able to get 2 of his pieces to share. Had one we had selected and he sold it. So he had something else that was really good that we could replace it with. And one of these is at the corner of Forest and 6th, and one of them is in Centennial Park. And then we have the mixed media tree by Robert Faust. And Robert Faust is a hoot. He has a very thick Southern accent, and when we did our unveiling, he was so much fun because he stayed with this piece of art and he shared how he did it. And he's a delightful man. And if anybody has a chance to meet him, you really ought to, because he is so enthusiastic. It's just to see that kind of enthusiasm for someone who transplanted himself here and is really getting involved in the community is very exciting. And so, these are just pictures from our gallery opening where we allow all of our artists who are in attendance to speak a little bit. The mayor, George Endicott, did, and George was very, very active in bringing RCAP together. He was the council liaison at the time, and he was a huge, huge help. And also, I have to say something. Heather did a tremendous amount of work on this, but what one of her people, Jackie Apswag, who has been the city staff liaison to RCAP, has done a phenomenal job. And if any of you ever get to meet Jackie, tell her thank you, because she is just a dynamo. She's absolutely incredible. So, our Mountain Talk funding, the Oregon Arts Commission gave us a grant for $5,250 this year. And that is for marketing artist stipends, because we do have to give each of these artists a stipend, and for the plaques that Cameron Casper, who is our past president, designed. Then the city of Redmond for fiscal year 2010-2011 donated $9,000, and then that purchased, that will go towards the purchase of the People's Choice, and then we have a total value for the gallery installation of $75,000. The Gateway project we're really excited about, and Tori was on the committee to help us select this. We had several different artists propose things, and we ended up with 5 semi-finalists. Bennett Miller, who has pieces in Bend, Jerry Werner, Kevin Fox, Mark Lightfighter, and Jan DeBecker, who are all from outside the area, I believe. And then we worked together as a committee, and then we took the recommendation to RCAP. RCAP will take it to Durham, which Tori is the chair of, and then it will go to the Urban Renewal Agency, which is your city council members. And we're hoping for installation in May of 2012, and that will be very exciting. This is the piece that we're thinking about right now. There are some things that need to be worked out with the artist, but it's very exciting because it would be in a great juxtaposition next to the power station, because it's a kinetic piece of sculpture, so it would really be nice. And so we will be doing, or they will be doing, different outreach projects, hopefully some fundraisers, but anything to bring about public awareness of public art. Because people really need to be aware. So many people don't even know that we have this commission. So the more we let people know, the more people can get involved. And then we have partnerships with our schools. Redmond Proficiency Academy is doing a piece of sculpture, which is going to be very exciting. And so we've done a project with the Recreation District as well, the summer youth program and their project. So partnering with the schools is really a great way to bring about more awareness. City Council goal is to explore a sustainable funding source for public art. So this means private solicitations and establishing a 501c3 nonprofit so that we can apply for more grants. There are a lot of grants out there, but you have to be a 501c3 to be able to receive them. So the private solicitations are going to take place in different ways. We have opportunities to sponsor these different pieces of art. And it's $1,000 per statue, which is 100% tax deductible. What happens with this is, it's 2 years of marketing for these pieces, but the sponsors have their name on the plaque, they're getting the recognition, and it's going to be our first come, first serve, so get it now, because this is really a great opportunity. Heather, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, the sponsorship opportunities, we have $9,000 from the City Council to purchase the first piece of art out of this gallery project in 2 years' time. All the artists contract with us to say that they're willing to participate at that level or less, depending on the value of their art. In the brochure you have shows the value of the art. Some are more than 9, some are less. To keep the program moving forward, rotating through and do the next installation, the sponsorship opportunities provides a plaque on the art, and then that money is then collected and saved for the next installation and to purchase the next People's Choice Award. And that sort of keeps a sustainable program moving forward. The communities that we visited with that have done this successfully, the sponsorship program is actually 100% funding those programs. And Lake Oswego has about, I don't know, I think they have 35 installations in their program now. Puyallup, Washington, Wenatchee, Washington all have very successful programs. So we're hoping we're able to get some sponsorships and be able to have that commitment to continue this project moving forward. It brings in a lot of art to the community without the upfront capital costs to purchase that art. So we have $75,000 in statues on loan right now to this community for 2 years. But the artists want to know that they have an opportunity for their art to be purchased, so that carrot at the end of the People's Choice purchase is really important. We rolled this program out 2 years ago. We didn't have the commitment of the funds to purchase a piece of art, and we got 0 response from artists. When we rolled it out again just recently, and we had that commitment to the $9,000 to purchase a piece, we then got the response. So if it's something that you're interested in individually as a business or as a club, please contact us. You can choose the art that you want to sponsor, and we will work with you on a plaque for that. I also wanted to, Susan, I'm going to take a minute, if you don't mind, because I want to thank Susan. Susan's actually brought this idea to RCAP in the city back in 2007. That shows how long we've been working on this. She had worked on a program similar to it in another community. She brought it to us. We've been trying to develop it since then and finally got it installed here in 2011. And Susan is departing our community now, but without her help, this program would never have gotten off the ground. So thank you, Susan, for that.
A minute for questions?
Questions?